check it out. Hey YouTube, let's check it out again. Today we're going to go to lesson number 13, part 2. In the first part of this video, I went over the downward or the infinite wrist roll that was based on a downward figure 8, and I had mentioned that there's another variation. The other variation doesn't come from the downward figure 8, kind of it does, but it comes from the reverse flower, and that's this motion right here. Okay, if you're not familiar with this motion at all, like I've said in other videos, please go back to the playlist that has this on it and check it out, learn it, get comfortable with it, because this is the basis of this wrist roll. That first wrist roll that I showed was up in front like this, basically in the same pattern, same location as a downward figure 8. This one is going to be down at the hip in this location here. So when you're coming around like this and you're coming up, you can start this wrist roll down here like this. And then when you come out of it on the down, you can go right back into that reverse flower. And then from there, we're going to come up like that. Okay? So, reverse flower. Infinite wrist roll. Version 2. And then come up. Now in this one, I'm going to go ahead and show one other variation on how to come out of this. And it's based on one of my previous videos. So when you're doing this reverse flower, and then you go into your wrist roll, when you come up, you can go right into an upward figure 8. Now this one was actually the first one that I had ever learned, and I really liked it because I had learned the reverse flower, and then when I saw it, it made sense. And it wasn't until quite a bit later that I started seeing people doing it in front of their body. And honestly, I'm not as comfortable with that one. It's okay, and I like doing it. But this one I really do like. I think it's very cool looking. You can generate a lot of speed with this one if you use your body and your waist a little bit. And you let the nunchucks just spin with their weight and the force. So this one, to me, just looks a lot cooler. And then when you incorporate it with the reverse flower, it's multifaceted. And I've mentioned that before too, on how you should learn these other techniques well, so that instead of just doing this one thing here because you think it's cool, which is fine, but it's better to be able to do it in combination. And you might not even notice it if I'm not pointing it out, honestly. You might not even notice that I'm doing 2 different techniques and then 3 right here. But it is. And that's the cool thing about nunchucks. These are infinite motions, which means they don't stop if you don't want them to. You can keep this going and going and going. And unlike some motions, well, I think every motion is like that. This is infinite. But they all stop. The redirects stop anytime we do this. But a lot of the motions are going to be infinite, and they're just going to go until you want them to not go. All right, so go back to the reverse flower, understand this motion, understand the basics of how the basic wrist roll works, and I do have a video about this right here, because without this, I mean, it makes it easier to do this. So now you do have this one from the previous video, and we can slide it down into this one, come into the upward figure eight, go back down. So like I said in the last video and most of my other ones, practice that combination, uh, understand it, you really get the feel for it, and try to combine it with other things. Uh, you'll feel where the swings are going, and where the momentum is. And if you have more techniques, if you have more tools in the toolbox, then you'll be able to connect a lot of dots and uh, really expand on your practice. So be safe as always. Have fun. That's so important. Enjoy what you're doing. And we'll see you on the next one. Check it out.